Happy 2026, Happy New Year! Welcome back to my channel. As it's my first video of 2026, I will be doing a 2026 goals, ins and outs type thing. Basically, I'm going to be sharing my goals and things I want to do this year. I thought this would be a good video to start the year with because in the end of the year I can come back to this video and see if I have been successful. I'm basically going to be reading it all off my phone because I made like a note of it. I also feel like making this video will hold me accountable in real time because people would have watched this video and then they can make sure that what I'm doing is staying on track with the things that I talk about in this video. I don't know. I also thought it would just be quite fun. Without further ado, let's get started. So starting off, I'm going to do my goals for 2026. The first thing I would like to do is read 12 books this year, which essentially equates to one every month. I did read 12 last year, however they were not every month. I do believe that I will be able to read more books this year because half of this year I won't actually be at university, so I'll have a lot more free time. So I think I'll be able to read more. However, I just wanted to set my goal of 12 so that I would be able to read one every month because I kind of like the idea of that. I'm currently reading Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. I'm on page 167. I think there's 380 pages or something like that. So I'm nearly halfway, but I really want to read 12 books this year because I like reading. It also gets me off of my phone, which is a massive problem that I will talk about later. Something else that I will be doing this year is graduating. And whilst that is a very scary concept, it is true. I want to be proud of myself when I graduate. Not that I won't be anyway, I don't think, but I want to be able to make sure that I know that I've tried my absolute hardest this year. I do strive for academic validation. I will hold my hands up. I don't know, I have been all my life. I want to be able to graduate knowing that I left my heart and soul in my work. Do you know what I mean? Interpret that how you would like. My next goal, I would like to be able to save some money this year. Obviously, the first half of the year, I'm not really counting because I'm still at university and it's quite hard to save money at uni. For me, it's quite hard to save money because although I have a job at home and a job here, it's not as frequent and it's not as much as you would be able to save, I don't think, for me anyway. So the latter half of the year, so from like June onwards, I would like to save around 2 grand. That is a lot, and I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to be able to do that, but I'm going to try because my plan next year, so 2027, is to go to Australia and I would like to save money in order to go. So that's my goal. It's sort of like, it's not set in stone. Like if I don't manage to save that much, I don't mind. I just want to have an amount saved that I can use towards that trip. Yeah, but I have to save some money. Not like 50 quid, like at least 500 to 2,000. And a bit more. If it's more, then great. My next goal is about YouTube and I would like to grow this channel to 1,000 subscribers. I believe I can do it. I am currently on 563. So if you are not subscribed to my channel and you have watched a few of my videos before and you've enjoyed them, it would mean the world to me if you would subscribe and help me reach that goal. Obviously, once you reach 1,000 subscribers and a certain amount of watch hours, you are able to monetize. And ideally, I don't really care about that. I just really create these videos. One, for me to look back on and like reminisce and things. And also because I like enjoying and creating videos. And I've always just kind of been interested in that. So yeah, I'm not really too bothered if I don't get to monetize, but like I think 1,000 subscribers would just be cool. So if you are interested in helping me reach that goal, please subscribe. And I think giving myself a year and well, just under a year to do that. I think I can do it. I think it's possible. And then my last goal is to speak Greek daily for about half an hour. So if you didn't know, I'm half Greek Cypriot and half English. My dad is Greek Cypriot and my mum is English. So over the last 5 years, just coming up to 5 years, me and my sister have been learning the Greek language. It is a very hard language to learn, especially if you've not been exposed to it from a young age, which, like me, I haven't. However, within these 5 years, I have learnt so much. However, I have become quite lazy in actually practicing it. I I have a lesson online for like an hour once a week, and I just, other than that, I don't really do any like practice of it. Writing I can do, reading I can do, listening is quite hard because they speak quite quickly, but speaking is obviously the one thing that I kind of want to do, and I don't really practice that at all. So I saw this TikTok video whose girlfriend is Greek, and he set himself a challenge of speaking Greek daily for half an hour, and I thought half an hour is actually not that much, like not that long of a time period. I think I would be able to do that. And like, I don't give myself credit for as much for a lot of what I know. I don't think, like, I actually know a lot of things. I just forget them because I don't practice, and also just become lazy and just say it in English because that's my first language. I think doing this is gonna, one, force me to practice, two, able to build up my knowledge bank, and three, just feel more like content with like my identity. And yeah, I'm gonna be able to speak to my dad and just say like random stuff to my dad. Yeah, so that is my plan, but that's all my goals for the year. I've got a separate thing of things I want to do, so I'm going to talk about that. This year, I would like to go to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a festival held in Edinburgh, and it celebrates like loads of things to do with arts. So people write and produce their own plays, they write their own comedy shows, loads more. But I would just really like to go. I've never been before, and for what I want to do, I think it would be a really good experience to just go and be surrounded by people that are like me. So yeah, I really want to go next year, well, this year, hopefully with other people or by myself, I don't know, but I really, really want to go to Edinburgh Fringe this year. The next thing I want to do is go on a holiday with my friends. We are thinking of doing that, so it's in the works. Where, I don't know yet. There's a talk of Greece, and if it is Greece, that means I can practice speaking, guys. But I have been on holiday with one of my friends, and that was really fun. I've never done like a group holiday, so I think that would be interesting. I'm not the biggest like clubber or night out girl, so I don't know if I'd be able to do like Ibiza for 4 days in a row. Like, that's just not me. I would not be able to do that. But I would really enjoy going on holiday with my friends, especially because it's our last 6 months of university, and I think being able to celebrate by going on holiday with them would be fun. So that's something I want to do. And then the last thing I want to do is more mind enriching activities. So stuff like reading, colouring, or like crafting to combat the screen time that I have. Now, in comparison to other people, my screen time isn't actually that bad. Like, it's probably on average about 5 hours. It depends on the day, which I know to some people sounds really low, but to me, knowing what I do on my phone, there is like no reason for it to be that high. Like, I doom scroll on Instagram Reels. TikTok is fine. Instagram Reels is my problem. And I have like the time limit set up. I have the app Opal, which like blocks you from using it. And I still manage to find a way to doom scroll. So I want to do more mind enriching activities to also just keep my brain calm and engaged creatively. I have a load of colouring books that I still have to finish, and I do enjoy doing them. So I'm going to continue doing that this year. I want to do more crafts this year because I think it's just fun to make things. Like my friend's birthday back in December, we all created princess hats, and it was really wholesome and really enjoyable. And I don't think I picked up my phone once until I'd like finished it, and I was waiting for everyone else to finish it, and I really enjoyed it. So I really want to do some more making things. That's all the things I wish to do. I'm going to talk about my 2026 ins and outs. I did this last year, like I didn't post a video about it, but I'd like made it myself. I'm going to do the ins first and then I'll do the outs. So the first in I will be doing this year is minimizing my consumption. I wouldn't say like I overconsume product wise, but I do have a lot of things that I've bought that I need to finish and like to completion. So makeup, for example, I've got like probably loads of lip glosses that I use on rotation that I would like to finish before I buy another one, etc. Like stuff like that. And I've got so many hair products because I've got like curly wavy hair. I've noticed that when I use less, it actually looks a bit better. So I'm going to try and use all of them so I don't like consume as much, because I'm conscious of the environment and things like that. Slowly, I think year after year, I become more and more aware and more, just aware of the fact that I have a lot of things and I can get more of said things, but I don't need to. So this year I'm really trying to be conscious about things that I buy and ask for. So yeah, clothing is one of my biggest problems. As I was packing to come back to university, I don't know if this happens to anyone else, but I was just thinking, oh my god, I have far too many clothes. So I think when I move out and I go back home, I'm going to do a massive clear out because I have so many hoodies, jumpers, t-shirts. Like that is my biggest problem areas, I think. And I'm going to use Vinted and charity shops to do that. And I'm trying to use more like eco-friendly products. So I received some reusable cotton pads a few years ago and I use them on and off. I brought them back with me to uni so that I can use them instead of the disposable ones, because I am a massive user of disposable cotton pads. So yeah, that's it. Minimizing my consumption, basically stuff like that. Using stuff I already have, basically. That's what one of my ins is. Another one is calling my home friends, or like calling and texting them, because I do not at all. I don't really like having phone calls with people, but like FaceTime, love. So yeah, one of my biggest things is to be able to keep in touch with my home friends, because I don't really do that much. It's already, and if it is, it's all really on Snapchat. I kind of want to move away from that and start like actually texting people, because I just prefer it. I think it's just nicer to do that than Snapchat. Trying to transition into like a 21-year-old and, you know, messaging people on Snapchat. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I don't know. I want to use text more. So calling my home friends, because literally I was talking to some of them over the past week and they were like, yeah, I need to do the same thing. Like I'll go months without talking to them and then we'll come home and like meet up, and then I'm like, oh my god, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, we need to talk more, something like that. So I just think I just need to do that. And then I've got like saving money again after university. I sort of already talked about that, but that's my in this year. Reading in my free time. Again, I sort of really spoke about that, but I just want to read a lot more to engage my brain, because I feel as though my attention span is getting shorter and shorter. And then going along with that, I want to start reading in the morning instead of checking my phone notifications immediately. Did I do that this morning? No. However, I'm going to try and start implementing that into my routine. Even if that means waking up like 15 minutes earlier to read like 10 pages, that would still be more beneficial, I think, than instantly checking my phone. That's all of my ins. My outs obviously a big one, doom scrolling. And I know it's so easy to just go, I'm just going to cut it out. But I think it's so hard, especially within the world that we live in, to just be like, I don't doom scroll. The one thing that I think would solve my problems would be to just delete social media. However, I really like posting and seeing other people post on Instagram. If they didn't include reels, it would be fine. Like, I actually, every time my screen time limit goes off on TikTok, I'm not really that bothered about it. However, if it goes off on Instagram, I'm quite bothered. I don't know why, really. But yeah, I think that's going to be quite hard for me to tackle, but I'm going to try my very best to gradually do that with all my mind-enriching activities. Another out that I'm going to do is to stop interrupting other people when they're talking, because I do that so much, even like unconsciously. Someone will be talking and I'll just think of something and start talking, and I'm like, wait, no, they're talking, let them finish. I don't know if it's just me. Yeah, I need to stop doing that because it's rude. But I don't mean it to be rude, it just happens because that's my brain just thinking quicker than doing, but I need to stop doing that. And then lastly, I've written being a fatty, because I am such a snacker. I will eat us out of house and home, basically. And I need to basically either have bigger portions at dinner and make sure I'm full instead of just snacking throughout the day. I need to stop doing that. Not that it's bad, but I'm doing it when I'm bored. Like, I should not be eating if I'm not hungry. I'm just going downstairs to the cupboard being, I'm kind of bored, I want to eat something. No, just don't do that. Distract your mind by reading or colouring instead of going, I want a snack when I don't need a snack. Does that make sense? I don't know. That was my 2026 goals, things I want to do, ins and outs. I don't really know what I'm going to title it as of yet, but we'll find out. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any goals and things that you want to do, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. As I said, please subscribe if you liked this video. Follow me on social media. If you have any video ideas that you would like to see from me, feel free to comment them down below or tell me them on social media. I will be very happy. I don't really have any ideas yet, so that would be nice. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye!